Darling, I have so many stories you wouldn't believe. We'll keep that for another time.
I felt that a woman who's larger than life.
And she always did her own thing, and she liked that.
New York, New York. If I can make it there.
I was always looking for venues where jazz was being played live. As I said, that jazzy feel that you got when you walked in. There were instruments on the wall, and Anita came out and she sat down on a stool and started to play after some time. And it moved me quite a bit.
Sweet talking baby, I'm his honey gal. New kind of loving, tender caress, hot as an oven, and make me say yes. He's got a kiss full of bliss, I can't resist him now. How his eyes hypnotize, and baby, wow, no fooling, just had to fall. Found a new baby that's on. Found myself a baby, found myself a pal. Sweet talking baby. Well, I came to Germany in 1964. It was January 1st, 1964. I had a job here. I had gotten some bookings here for at the American bases. I thought I was hot stuff. Someone suggested that we go to the Domicile. Someone took me down there anyway. Beautiful club, very nice, crowded, you know. Someone said, "Oh, would you like to meet the owner?" I said, "Yeah, okay." And they brought Carl over to the table, and I said, "This man looks like a professor. What has he got to do with jazz?" And I said, "Oh," so I said, "What is your name again?" He said, "Carlo Bohländer." I said, "Carlo Bohländer." I said, "Just a moment." And I got up from the table, went into the ladies' room, and I looked into the mirror and the spiegel, and I said, "Mrs. Carlo Bohländer, Anita Bohländer." And I married him the next year. We were married for 39 years. Now, if I had seen this in a movie or read in a book, I would have said, "Come on, yeah." No, but that's exactly what happened. Amarillo, got up in Mexico, lots of Arizona, don't forget Winona, I can't wait by South San Bernardino. Won't you get here? Next time you make that little old California trip, get your kicks. I said get your kicks. Hey, get your kicks. Route 66. Oh, you can take your spot too.
I will never forget the first time that I met Anita. One of my first concerts that I played ever happened to be at the Bohländer. And I didn't know anything about the place. I didn't know what the point was. I mean, I realized that that there was something very special about the place, but nobody told me about Anita. Suddenly the back door opened up, and Anita entered the room. Without knowing who she was, I knew exactly who she was. I knew that now the Queen had entered the building. Then she did her thing, you know, that magic that she did when she wanted everyone to be quiet. And you know, it was quiet. In that moment, I learned everything about stage presence that I ever need to know. She was just herself, and that was enough.
I was just amazed with her presence, I suppose, and how big she was. How she was a giant in character, you know.
Die Bohländer ist halt auch immer, jeder Abend ist anders. Es sind unterschiedlich viele Leute da. Es ist mal lauter, mal leiser. Mal wird viel Musik gemacht, mal wird gar keine Musik gemacht. Und bei ihr war das aber immer so, wenn sie kam, dann war der Fokus sofort auf ihr. Und alle waren einfach nur überwältigt, irgendwo würde ich sagen.
Anita war ja, außer dass sie Wirtin war von der Balalaika, ja immer auch eine von uns, die einfach auch gesungen hat. Und man hat das ja immer auch gemerkt, was das für ein Respekt auch war, denn es war so still, man konnte eine Nadel fallen hören, wenn die Anita gesungen hat.
It's rather difficult to say a favorite because in the way that she did it, she delivered something from her own soul, you know, all of that music, as with most artists, of course. The songs that she sang were just an extension of who Anita was. And yeah, she did that in brilliant style.
We all love Mr. Bojangles.
I love Mr. Bojangles most.
Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles. Absolutely love it. It was really transmitting a lot. It was, I don't know how. She played in a really special way. Sorry. She played in a really special way. So, and singing in a really special way. And it was really nice.
It's one of my favorite songs. Yeah. Hope you like it. If you don't like it, I don't care. He said I dance at every chance at honky tonks. With drinks and tips. But most of all you find me behind this county bar to see. I drinks a bit. Then he shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard somebody say, oh, won't you please? Hey, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on and dance, come on and dance, come on and dance.
We grew up with music. It was like part of our blood running in the veins. The music would flow and you'd automatically get it. But this is thousands of years ago. When you think about it, it's amazing. And we used to, do a lot together, go out together, or people would go down to her club. And of course, that was always a sensation too.
She was a magnet. She had a wonderful presence. She was a lot of charisma, huge sense of humor, really, really nice.
There was a guy standing here where I'm sitting now, and he wasn't playing that well, but he wasn't playing that badly, but it was his singing that was the major problem. It was kind of annoying everybody, so Anita went over to him at one point, and she put her left hand on the strings on the neck, so there was no sound coming out anymore, and then she rubbed his shoulder with the other arm and said, "Thank you, sweetheart," and just gently took the guitar out of his hand. So by saying, "Thank you, sweetheart," she was giving him a compliment, but she was taking away the guitar. That's the elegance that she would dissolve those tricky, difficult situations.
Ihre Art, Musik zu machen und die Leute zu unterhalten und die Musik zu genießen auch. Die hat auch immer die Leute gefragt, ob die was spielen wollen. Die hat geliebt, Musik zu hören auch, nicht nur sich groß zu machen. Die hat sich nie groß gemacht, sondern die hat einfach gute Musik genossen. Ich habe schrecklich Klavier gespielt. Also die hat gehört, dass ich Klavierspieler bin. Dann hat sie mich 3-mal gebeten, bitte spiel was, bitte spiel was. Und irgendwann habe ich gesagt, okay, ich spiele was. Habe angefangen Klavier zu spielen, genau an diesem Klavier. Und hat sich schrecklich angehört. Und die meinte, ich spiele noch was. Ich spiele noch was. Und ja, sie haben mir immer sehr viel Mut.
And she was always asking. It was really funny. I was here sometimes in the beginning. I was really shy and I didn't want to play in front of people, in front of professionals. And she always going to say, "Why you're not playing tonight? I'm really looking forward for you." And then sit here. Everybody was talking, and then suddenly I start playing, and then she said, "Shh." And suddenly everything was quiet, and it was ooh.
She was a powerful woman, a very strong person and a very strong woman, and I think she encouraged and helped a lot of other women to be stronger people and motivated them.
I was trying to learn the guitar because I didn't play guitar. I was a singer only. He had a working knowledge of how to play the guitar. It was not his instrument, but he could hold it and he could show you some things. But he was so, as the Germans say, ungeduldig. And I was trying so hard and he said to me once, he said, "Anita," that's how he spoke, "you know, you sing not bad. But the guitar, forget it." I said, "You're telling me I can't learn this?" He said, "Better you put this down and do your household or something." I said, "What?" I was so mad with the man, I tell you. I could have taken that guitar and wrapped it around his neck, but I didn't do that. What it did was encourage me to go on even harder, you know, but so anyway, doesn't matter. I play now.
I did get the story of how she opened the original balalaika, went to look at the old balalaika, and they met the owner of the house there and everything, and they looked at it and said, "Oh, it's too small. It doesn't suit us. You know, it's not big enough for us." And they said, "No, okay, we're going." And Anita said, "Hang on a second. It might be too small for you, but it might not be too small for me." So she decided there and then that she would take the balalaika and open it on her own. And that's what she did.
I think that was just a part of her wanting to do the business, wanting to be, I don't know, to take over and say, "Now, this is mine. I did this." She had that in her. She enjoyed that role of mastering, taking over and to say, "This is mine. This is mine." I think she enjoyed that.
Nobody would ever say no to Anita. She made me like jazz music. After we lost her, I started to sing jazz and listen to jazz. Also, she gave me jazz and a lot more.
But to experience it is the best. As the old saying goes, experience is the best teacher. So if you're seeking information about her, then I would have suggested to come and see, to come and listen. And she would kill you softly with her songs. Yeah.
Somehow this feeling just grows and grows with every sigh. I become more mad about you, more lost without you. And so it goes. Can you imagine how much I'm gonna love you? The more I see you as time goes by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you. my heart won't try. We have a son who helps me a lot in my business. Thank God for that. He's not a bad musician himself. He plays a nice piano, guitar, sings, and he produces records too. He's very much like his father. Very opinionated, thinks he knows everything. And he's a good kid too.
Anita was very proud of John, definitely.
I see you as time goes by. I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free.
This year, I was in an Irish pub and I phoned John to come. He finally came and I took a photograph of him that night on my mobile phone. And when you look at that picture, John looks more like Anita than he looks like Anita only sometimes. But in that photograph, he has her eyes and her smile, both of them. And so in John, we have a bit of Anita still here. And that's nice.
I noticed in the funeral was family. It's like a family. You talk with people, you know more or less the names, but not. You don't know much about their life, but you know it's like a family. It's a bit different. And she was the mommy, so she was able to get everybody together, using the music as the glue, and her charisma and her magnet. That was putting everybody together. It was very nice. It was a whole. I like the people here. I love John. I have a lot of fun, but still is this. I always wait. Let me see. Open the door.
Etwas fällt und es wird wahrscheinlich immer fällen.
Sie ist irgendwie immer noch da. So, die Bar atmet immer noch ihren Geist, würde ich sagen. Also da ist sie absolut eng verbunden mit. Vielleicht kommt sie gleich um die Ecke, kommt durch die Tür da drüben.
Well, we as human beings, we're traveling that road together. We're going to meet our destinies at different times, different points in this journey. But I think many of us have come to understand that if we speak, if we call the names of the persons who have made that transition, we keep them alive. But she stays with me because all of those wonderful things that she did and that she offered to us, they stay with me. And I reflect on those things, and yes, it edifies me. It lifts me up.
Thanks for encouraging us to play, every one of us, and thanks for bringing the family together.
She provided an awful lot to the culture of the city, and nobody had to pay any entrance fee when they walked in. This was for free. And it was a little bit of Harlem culture in Germany. So you didn't have to fly to Harlem to experience it. It was right here at your door, and she did that for 50 years. I would like to thank her for what she did in the city of Frankfurt for 50 years culturally.
You have given me such a great, wonderful experience. The times that we shared together, I will be ever grateful for that time.
Oh, it makes me a little bit sad to think of Anita not being with us today. Yeah, I miss her. She was a good friend. But why did she leave me?
I wish that wherever Anita is now, that she's surrounded by people who sing well.
Natürlich, da oben haben die jetzt noch bessere Musik als vorher.
Keep playing. Keep singing.
I said no. He said please. I said no. He said you don't have too long. I said no. He said please, please, hey, please. I said no. He said why? I said no. He said why? I said no. He said try. And I said, well, maybe. He said, right now. I said, well. He said, oh, this is swell. And the light in his eyes was so sublime. So I confess, I said, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And that's how he sold me a new television set. Really minded people say. I get hungry. I love feelings, but I hate to go late. And I never bother with people I hate. That's why I hate this charm. I don't like crackings, bangs and earls. Won't go to Harlem, and girls won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why I love is a tramp. I like the clean, and in my hand, life without care. I'm broken, and so hey, California, it's so cold and so damn. That's why the lady, that is why the lady is a tramp. Thank you very much.
You don't know everything, honey.
When you're lost in the streets, lost in the crowd, when your heart is too busy, your thoughts are too loud. There's a place in town for music and wine and magic between the lines. When you enter the door, the piano man plays all the tunes that she loved. Yeah, and suddenly all of the heaviness fades. A spirit is lifting your heart. 'Cause when the queen of the city started to sing, the whole world stopped and kept listening. 'Cause she took all your troubles and turned them to gold. The queen of the city never got old. When I sit down at the bar at one of over chairs and think of the times when she came downstairs, her glamour and grace, inside out, and no one compared. Yeah, and I know you were tired, you needed to rest, but your songs in my head, they still sound the best. The jazz and the blues, we miss you more than you know, more than you know. 'Cause when the queen of the city started to sing, the whole world stopped and kept listening. 'Cause she took all your troubles and turned them to gold. The queen of the city never got old. She never got old. Shine on, she shines on. Oh, shine on, shine on, yeah, shine on, shine on. The whole world stopped, and she took all your troubles and turned them to gold. She never got